want to close up business day 3, working day 3 to close. But for Amit, he wanna close like 4 P&Ls earlier, so working day 1. So you see the one I highlighted there. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh, actually, maybe let me share. That will be easier because I'll be showing you the report anyway. Just give me 1 sec. Can you see my screen? Yeah, so this one, working day 3, sorry. You have to provide him the Victoria, Queensland, WA, and also the overhead costs, P&L. That's working day 1, and then working day 2, you have to provide him the Yenora and overhead P&L. Mm. Mm. So our role is normally before you present a P&L to him, you would review everything. So you have to book in all of the costs, all of the revenues, accrue, and then you have to go through the cost to make sure it looks normal. If it doesn't, then I would normally providing a comments as why, like it's for the movement. Yep, and then mm, mm. Okay. So land side used to have a few type of business, right? So the first thing is we have is the warehousing. So that is Yenora. And then in every single state, we would have, so Yenora is in also in New South Wales. And then in every single state, we would have transport. So yeah, so we have in 4 states. Mm, mm. Yes, that's right. So in these 4 states now, we only have cost, we have no revenue. So our job just to have to make sure the cost is correctly booked. And then and then we send it to him, and then he will just gonna review it, and then we put it back to our balance sheet. And then after month end, I'll raise a manual invoice to recharge him. Mm. Yep. Yep. Um, I think it's mm, I think since so actually since the beginning of this year, we start moving slowly. I think I think in December he moved a little bit of Queensland and WA, and then just by I think March he moved Victoria over. But we still have the cost, like Victoria, we still have the truck driver sitting on Victoria book. So still hasn't signed a contract with the employee. So by the time if Amit move all of them over, then you will have a lot less work. So you will only have Yenora. Yep, rail and warehousing. Yes. Okay. So this is the task list for the month, and then we also have the reporting list. So this one, the P-loss is just the P&L once a mid-review and he's happy to close, then we would have to do the flash and the cons global report for Nick. So he would consolidate all of the DPO entities. Yep. And he does other reporting. So Nick is my direct manager. He's the director of finance of DPO. Yep. Mm, yep, yep. So Flash and Cons Global, these two are for Nick. Mm. And the Dubai IFRS pack, that's for our Dubai head office. Yep, and we have another one for the Dubai head office is the management report. Yeah, so this IFRS pack is due tomorrow. It's usually working day 6. Yep, so let's go through it now. If you want, you can just start recording, and then when you're doing it, you can just, if you forget something, you can just watch the recording again. Mm, okay. Mm, yep, yep. Therefore, we'll close the ledger for the month. Yep. So this IFRS reporting pack is the international reporting, financial reporting standard. Um, we do it for and send it to Dubai and APAC to review every month. So most of the time we'll roll the file over for the next month. So all you have to do, if you see this month, you have to select the current month, which is April, and then change the submission day automatically to working day 6, which is the 8th. Or you can also follow the timetable that I sent it to you earlier. Yep. So everything else remain the same. Our entity code is 7208. That's for Landside. Yep. And then we move to the second tab, which is index. So index is showing on of the schedule that we will have to do. So most of the time we do everything monthly. And during June and December, there are some extra schedule that will have to do. And once you completed this schedule, you can check your index and it will show all of them is yes, okay. If you see something error, then have a quick look. Yeah, okay. So the first schedule is the trial balance input. So this one is basically just a different um, type of mapping for our current trial balance. So we map our current GL account to this one. Depends on the, for example, this one is the revenue from logistic container storage. And then we have revenue others. We have payroll costs excluding bonus. Yep, so you can go through all of these, but I have already have a mapping to this. So every month, all you do is just carry forward yep, the formula. Mm. So, mm, yep, mm, yes. So this is my retrieve file. So this retrieve file, I'll send it out to you. So, but you have to wait until you got access before you can retrieve any data. So this one is retrieve the number from our normal TB into this format, and then I'll link this file over to just look up this information from this tab here. Yep, from this FCCS retrieve. Mm. Yep, so this one is pretty easy. As long as once you done copy on of the formula, it should come down to 0. So this one is on matching, and then if you see no error, that means you're doing everything right. So once we go through this, and if you have nothing to do, Then I'll send you this file, and then you can just delete the April mapping, and then you can just work on it on your own, just as a practice. Mm. Okay, so once we've done all of the TB mapping for this tab based on the cost, we're going through the next tab is income statement. So this one, you will see all of the number for if we have April and then December last year, and basically what's showing M, you have to provide the comments. Mm, yeah. Yep. So whatever showing M, that means the pack require you to input in the comments because the variant is more than 10%. Mm. Um, s- so normally if you're doing everything from A to Z, because you're already reviewing your P&L, you would know what make up the different. So for example, this one, the revenue from operations. So in December, we have 37 mil revenue, but in April, we only have up um, about 5 mil. So it is because a part of land side has already been transferred to Silk. That's why our revenue is a lot lower than December. Because December, we still have revenue from all of the states. Mm. Mm. Yeah, so this one is pretty easy. Mm. Mm. Yep, that's right. Yep, and then we will just go down. So this one, the tax rate in December, so it was 30%, and then at the moment, every single month we are using 33%. So in December, we had a year-to-date adjustment for tax. Yep, that's why the total percentage is slightly bit different than 33%. Mm. In 2025 December. Mm. No, we book it in FY25. So for our entity, our year end is actually December because we follow our head office, so it's not as per Australia. Like our year end is gonna be in June, in end of June. Mm. So that's why our year to date tax adjustment was booked in December. So in during the month, I would calculate the tax based on our net profit of 33%, multiplied by 33%. But at the end of the month, our tax manager, she will calculate the total tax, and then she will send it for us to post. Mm, mm, yep, mm, yep, yes. And also for us, we'll have to do our GST every month. Yep, and then we'll send it to Martha, who is our tax manager, to review. Yep, and after she review, if it's on good, then she will lodge the GST return. Yep, yep. So this tab is pretty easy. And once you did all of the comments, these two will automatically show okay and yes, then you can move on. Like for example, if you delete one of the comments, it will show like error immediately. Yep, so we move on to the statement of financial position. This one is also the same. So we have to make comments of whatever showing a more than 20% variance. Yep, so you can see this one is the right of yield assets. In April, we have more addition. because we have a new property lease in February 26. Mm. Yes, we do. So we have a system called Arrow. We have to input all of our leases there for every single entities. And we will do it ourselves. So every month we have to book the movement of the interest expense, the right of use asset, yep, and reconcile every single month. So it's part of the list that I sent to you. This one here, ASB 16 lease journal. Mm. Yep. And this one in December we have 19 million, and 2026 we don't have any. It's just because I reclassed the intercompany loan from um, Australia head office to a different line. That's all. So to this line. Yes, we do. Uh, sorry. So the intercompany loan, we don't have any interest. I think it's just the loan from the beginning, and then we will just leave the balance there, but we don't have any interest on loan for intercompany. Mm, we don't have a Pacific intercompany, but most of our entity in DP will be sharing the same bank account. So you will have to do a lot of intercompany journal. Um, for example, landside, we will have to do a lot of business with the container park and also the terminals. So when they issue the invoice to us, for example, they issue invoice A from terminal to landside. Instead of us making payment, the actual payment to them, we just do the intercompany journal to pick it up because we're sharing the same bank account anyway. There is no point of making a payment. Yes, that's right. Yes, we're on separate legal entity with different ABN numbers. Uh, Depends on what type of intercompany transaction. For example, if it's loan, we leave it. Mm. Mm. We will clear the AR transaction. So for example, yes, like I said, if one of the terminal issue invoice to you for the whole month, we'll clear at the end of the month. So we make a payment to them via our intercompany journal. Mm, yep, but not with Silk. So Silk has a different bank account. So if you issue any invoice to them or they issue any invoice to Landside, they'll have to make a actual payment. Mm. Mm, yep. Okay. So next we move on to this tab. So it's the tangible and intangible asset summary schedule. This one is just the opening balance to our property and plant equipment, our assets. So this one I have a Word file. Yep, so this Word file I'll share with you. So what I do is I'll download our TB from Oracle, and then this one is already mapped into the IFRS pack. And then this is the schedule that we're looking at earlier, schedule 6. So it's just based on our TBs, and then it will look up our assets. And then because I already have the mapping, so it will automatically read as long as you have to change the link every single month. Mm. Mm. Yep. So our financial system is Oracle. This is Oracle. Um, I'll show you if you haven't used it before. I'll show you later. So basically, if you go here, there is tool and schedule process is where we run all of the report. So select schedule new process, and then if you want to run the TB, for example, you have to remember what's the name of the report, like trial balance, and then it will show you the report with trial balance. And then this is the trial balance report. And then it will it's basically almost already refill all of the information. I will only change the amount type. So is it year to date? If it's you want to run a year to date trial balance, then select this one and summarize by the account and then submit. And then refresh, and then it will show you the status. Yeah, once it say completed, that means it's ready for download. Mm, yes, we will have to be the yep. So we will have to do a if it's ready to be capitalized, we'll have to capitalize the assets. Uh, Fixed asset policy. Mm, I'm not too sure. I'll have a look. Mm, we don't. I don't think we have any. Yeah, we don't have any. So for land side, we only have the our fixed asset is I pretty much clean up everything. So we don't have anything as under assets under construction. All of the assets have been capitalized. We only have this is our as fixed asset register report. So we have mostly a Yenora assets, right? The building and fit our CCTV. Some we got youths, and we got some radios and some tractors and some laptop. Yeah, that's also it's not much, and they are all capitalized, and they are under they're depreciated every month. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, we do have a useful life for guiding for yes for each asset type. Mm. I'll send you that later when we look at the fixed asset. Mm. Okay, let's go back to this one. Yep, so this one is just the current balance and the accumulated depreciation. Yep, so once you enter everything correctly, it will show you no error because they all get the check. They all have checks in every single tab. Yep, and this one is just the right of use asset. It's also mapping from TB as well. Yep, and then once you roll down, there's nothing left to do. So this one, if you have any fixed asset transfer between intercompany, then you have to report here. Yep. So land side is pretty simple for this pack. It doesn't have a lot of complicated transfer and stuff. So less to report. So we move on to the next schedule. This one states statement of change in equity. Is this one I don't do anything, so it's automatically read from one of the TB. Yep, and this one is cash flow is also automatically read from TB. I don't have to update anything in this schedule. Mm, mm, yeah, I don't. I don't know who is doing this pack in silk. I think either Amit or Min. You know Min? Yep, I think Min is doing this pack for the whole seal entity. So for all seal entity. Yep. So it may become tricky. Like for example, our other entity will have a lot of transfers or more thing to report. Yep. Next one is the receivable aging and provision for doubtful debt. So this one you basically just show one of your creditor between 30 days to 150 days, like whoever overdues. Yep. So for yes. Mm. So in Lensa at the moment we don't have any provision for doubtful debt, but normally with other entities, yes, our AR department will review will review this monthly, and then if there's any amount that they think is gonna be won't be able to collect, then they will send us a list to the finance manager, and then finance manager will review and tell you, okay, how much to accrue for the provision of doubtful debt. Mm. So I'll show you how to run the report for this one. So we're running, let me see. So the report for AR aging. So the pure ANZ, AR aging. Oh, yep, so we're running this one, the summary, and select, click OK. And then you have to input everything. So the legal entity is gonna be, there's a lot of legal entities. So DP World Landside Pty Ltd is our one, and business unit is this one. As long as you see Landside, just select. And the reporting day will be end of April, and age by due day. So this bucket, I'll put 30, 30, 60, 90, 120, and then just click submit. So for this one, it takes a while to run, and I have already downloaded. So I'll show you what the report look like. Yep, so this is our current customer. Yep, and then you see the amount remaining less than 30 days, 60 days. Yep, so all of these, the total number of these is the one that we put in here. So 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120, 150. So at the moment, because of our transition, we don't have a AR officer. Um, I would review this or I would send this to Amit and he would review it and then he would tell me, oh, why some customer are really overdue, then I'll have to follow up myself. So for example, this GF is also another company of DP will call Global Forwarding. Yeah, so they all lend side quite a lot of money. So I will follow up whatever over. So this amount is of 1.8 mil. So yes, intercompany, but they will still have to pay us. So this one is actually using a different bank account. Mm, mm, different legal entity. I think different group as well. So they are just like Silk. Mm. So they are just like Silk, like a completely different company. Yep. So I would I would send an email. So this month when I send an email, I'll CC you as well. Mm. 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 AR provision policy. I think so, but you might have to check with AR team. Mm. 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 Yep. Mm. 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 Yeah, it's really different per entity in this case, if is your question. So for example, um, GF for land size, right? GF is obviously one of our intercompany. So even though they are not paying us for more than 100 days, we're not putting anything to provision because we know we're gonna recover it. And some of our customer are shipping line. So unless there is any dispute, and we think they will not pay, then we would provide a provision for doubtful debt. And depends on how many percentage as well. Most of the time, the finance manager will be the one who discuss with the AR manager. So I don't know how is it on Silk side because they obviously a different entity. They may have their own process as well. But that's what happened in, yeah, just check with Amit. But majority for Landside, they are all from global forwarding, which is it, so you don't have to worry. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to this schedule. So this is all that we have to fill in, just the first. Yep. And then the next one, this one is just accrue revenue. Mm. So this is the accrue revenue for the month. So I also have just my working file. Yep. Yep. So just no, this one. Oh, I think it's reading from another tab. Uh, Fusion. Oh, okay. It's reading directly from the TB, just unbilled receivable. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, that's right. The accrued revenue is sending from Aiden. Mm. No, he sent it only monthly, at the end of the month. For on your side, it's probably different because I know they do weekly P&L, but for the people, we only do it at the end of the month. Mm. Yep. And this one is just any other income. So this one we have warehouse rentals. It's also just mapping from the TB, and then we also have sundry revenue. Yep. So sundry revenue at the moment, for this month, I think we have some revenue from silk, landside invoicing silk, and we also have some storage that we invoice different customer. So these are our year to date. Our main income, our main other income at the warehouse. Mm, mm, I think it's only one off because it was a mid instruction for them to invoice you under sundry. Oh, I mean, it's just ad hoc for this month. Mm. Like, cause I may just ask them to invoice you directly for sundry revenue. So they all have different coding that go to different GL revenue GL account. But whatever it just ad hoc, then it will go to sundry. Yep. So next one is loan. So this one we're only reporting our IFRS 16 lease liability. So we have the lease for the warehouse, and then we also have the leases for plant and equipment. Oh, you're working from home, right? Or are you in a? Oh, oh my God! Whenever I saw this, I keep thinking it's your house. Oh, oh, this is the office. It looks like it looks a lot like home. Look very comfy. Oh, oh my God, they are so early. Mm. How far does it take you to get to work? Mm. Oh, okay, not bad. Are you driving there or catching public transport? Oh, okay. Uh, not in seal office. I've never visited. Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been a few times, but a long times ago. Yeah. Oh, okay. I haven't been to Melbourne for a while, so I don't remember. But yeah. So when I started this role, I was actually doing accountant work for terminals, and then I went on mat leave, so I'm back, and then I did landside, and then now yeah I got promoted, so I'm looking after the terminals now. Mm, that's right, that's right. We got a centralized accounting team here, so we have many accountants for every single entity. So we have four for the terminals and three for container park, and then landside. Mm, mm. I think Landside is now is going to Silk, and Amit is looking after the yeah. So like Silk has always been better at um logistics than DP World. So and now like with the consolidation, so this one is going to Silk. Mm. Yeah, and also like the Victor, all of the transport is already going to Silk, and we only have some transport costs. So I think that's why it has been agreed. Mm. Yep. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's the goal. But I don't know when it's gonna happen. I think at first they was planning to move it. Um, I think like by end of 2025, at first the goal was to move all transport by end of 2025, but obviously it doesn't. It's not as easy as we thought. So by moving, we need to sign new contract with employees and businesses as well. So it takes longer than expected. Mm, okay. So these one are all mapping. We going through this one is our intercompany's balance. So you will see one of the intercompany, you will see one of the entities numbers here, and these are on reading from my work file, intercompany. Yep, they're all reading from TB. Mm. It's usually the head office. They will reconcile. Mm, mm. And they will tell us if there's any variance between intercompany. Mm. Yep. Last one is our tax. So this is just the 30% of our profit that I posted every month. And then this one is the transfer. So whenever there is an employee transfer from one entity to another, we have to put in deferred tax. And this is the amount that I will put in here. I'll show you how to do that this month because we do have a employee transfer from Landside to our Australia head office. Mm, yep. So once you done this pack, you have to do the submission. But at the moment, I don't think you have got access to submit anyway. So I'll show you that later on. Um, so after this, I'll send you the March pack and you can use the work file that I sent you and you can just work on it. Try to do the April pack. And then if you have any question, we can you can just note it down and we go through at once. Mm. Okay, so this pack is done for now. I'll close it. Mm. Yeah, so I have asked for you today, but we'll have to wait for the head office to provide. Yeah, I've sent the one of the requests for you. So there is Oracle Fusion, and we also have this one. Yeah, so these are for you. Well, I'll just have to wait for the head office to give an access. Once you have an asset, I think they're gonna send you a email or something look like this, and please let me know, and then we can test your assets. Mm, mm. Mm. Commercial. Mm, I don't have any commercial module, but do you have access to this site? I think this is something good you can read like it's for seal employees. So it's basically show you the DPO organization. Mm. Oh, oh, okay. Mm. Yeah, like this one will show you our module. So this is landside logistics, right? We Yeah, so we have this, or this is just the personnel. Mm. So we got like this is Australia head office, and then we got CEO, and then under C we got landside and contract logistics, and then we have like a freight forwarding, container park, port and terminal. So there's like a lot of different umbrella, and there's a lot of entities underneath. Yeah, it's sometimes it's a bit confusing to me as well. Mm, mm. Yeah, I don't really need to info much. Mm, yes. Yeah. Mm, yeah, for me, I wouldn't I don't have to get info much into the process of the pricing and invoicing. Yeah, those one I don't have to get info much. I think Aiden, and also if you get here, you could be able to visit Yenora. So it's where our oh, maybe let's stop the recording for this one because we done the IFRS pack. Yep. So when you get a chance to come, you may be able to visit Yenora, or also you can talk to Frank. You know Frank Angiano. Yes, yes. I know the property leases, but not. Yeah, I do know the property leases. Mm, yep. Mm. So I will create a SharePoint one, a SharePoint file for you, and then I will save everything in SharePoint, and I'll send you the link. So from maybe April or May onwards, we can just use the SharePoint because for us we have our local G drive. Mm, yep. maybe, try